Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today I am sitting next to my car, a 1988 Porsche 911 Carrera. And I'm going to try to explain to you why I believe that this is the last truly analog Porsche that they ever made from the factory. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to talk about why I believe that the 3.2-liter Carrera is the last truly completely analog sports car that Porsche ever made from the factory. I mean, many arguments can be made about the Porsche Carrera GT being the last truly analog sports car that Porsche made, and to an extent that's true. But this car truly lacked every single safety feature that you can possibly think of. First of all, let's go back to the time when this car was being developed. This car was developed pretty much in the 1960s, and they just kept, well, it was developed in the 1950s when they saw that the 356 was going to be out, and they were bringing in a new model to be a little bit more, I guess, family friendly by putting the 2+2 seats in the back. Basically, those two additional seats that, children, if you cut their legs off, they could possibly fit. And the year was 1964, and this was the first year for this car, because the original run of the F-bodies was 64 to 73, and then the 74 to 89 models, that was a further evolution because you had to accommodate for these accordion bumpers that you see over here. And that was all safety features, and I think they're very well integrated. And, many of the Porsche purists may think that the F-bodies are the last truly beautiful sports cars, but these have anodized bodies, and these will not rust on you. So I think these are a little bit more reliable, and this is why I think that these are the most robust and the most usable out of all the Porsches that were ever made. With the 964 came a lot of driver assists, such as power steering. This car, for example, does not have power steering. You have to actually use your arms in order to get that car to be parallel parked properly, especially in the city of New York. Once the car is moving, the front end lightens up a little bit, but for the most part, you need muscles in order to park this car. Now I have a list because I knew that I had a lot to say. The power steering is one issue. There's no ABS. This is literally, you have to really stomp on those brakes in order to make this car come to a stop. And these brakes are amazing because they're race derived. But the ABS came in a little bit later, and those early generation of ABS brakes, they were troublesome, and then you see a lot of hot rodders remove the ABS features just because they want to get that natural feeling of the brakes that you would get from the Porsche on a race setting. You also have no traction control. In many of our cars, you could turn off, if I look at the Cayenne in the distance over here, I turn off the traction control and I put sport mode on just to get a little bit more of that nimble, more connected feel, because I want to feel the car slide into a corner if that's what I want to do at that moment. I could do this at any given moment. I just have to give it a little bit more throttle, and the back end spins out a little bit, especially in the rain. It's actually kind of fun. Although with this car freshly detailed, I haven't driven in the rain much, so I had an opportunity yesterday, but I have a few car shows coming up, and I kind of want to preserve this shiny appearance that we have over here. In addition to that, there's no airbags. Analog cars don't really need airbags. The Porsche Carrera GT has airbags. This over here, ladies and gentlemen, does not. There's no airbags, and even if you look at the Singers and the Gunther Works and all those new cars that they're producing from those platforms, and keep in mind, Singer actually modified, the first car that they modified was from a G-body platform. So this was the original intention. And then when they realized that the 964 was a better platform for them to modify, they went to that. But this was the first car that they modified. And I think that this is really, for those reasons, the last truly analog sports car that the Porsche company ever made. This is more Viper than it is Honda Accord. And that's why I love this car. I don't even know what I'm really talking about, but I just felt like sitting in front of a camera and looking at my car in the sun because this car is really shiny. And I'm just enjoying my time here in the sun, reading a book. It's time to go for a drive. Yeah, the sun is way too hot. I'll talk to you guys later.